started at the Esplanade Sea Level Kaikoura at about 3:45 on the Friday afternoon, and the goal was to get as far as I could before nightfall basically. So 13 kilometres of pretty much flat land. That took me about 3 hours 20 minutes. I arrived at the base of the mountain about 7 o'clock at night, which was just starting to get dark. And then we got up early hours of the morning. It was still dark. Under torchlight we managed to crack out that first bit of the mountain. From then on though, it was just a case of chipping away at the hillside pretty much, bounce for bounce. That last third though, the track narrows, it degrades a lot. It really is a case of just picking your best line and hoping for the best. Falling off a lot, getting back on, and for the sake of the record, I always made sure that I started behind where I'd fallen off, sort of thing, just to make sure that I'd covered all the bases. So it was almost a case of 2 steps forward, 1 step back the whole time, you know. And I did have a couple of my support crew would walk ahead and just knock out any big stones in the path, because you're down to pretty much a single walking track for a lot of it. You get to a point at 1,500 meters, so 100 meters lower than the summit. And from there the track really gets steep. There's no clear path, it's just rock everywhere. And I knew from just walking it that might be my finish point that day. There was definite points where, yeah, I was worried that I wasn't going to make A, the time cut, and B, the summit. And in my own head I was trying to work out how I justify not finishing the challenge, because the whole thing is about mental health and showing people that if you set your mind to something and you chip away and not get overwhelmed with the size of the project, you can get yourself out of a hole and you can achieve amazing things. In my own head I was kind of going, well actually, look at where you've come from, look at where you started. You couldn't bounce for more than 15 minutes without your back locking up when you first started training, and all of a sudden you've covered 20 kilometres and gone up 1,500 metres. So luckily I did get past it. 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So at that point I had about an hour and a half left on the record. I knew then that I had enough time to get from there to the summit. Even if I had to do 2 bounces and then fall off and get back on, do 2 more bounces, I still had enough time. So then a big wave of relief came over me that I knew that I'd made it to that point. Good time. Come over the top of the hill and there's a bit of a grassy patch on top. There's a step up in the grass. It was the final challenge. It was literally about 3 meters away from the trig station that marks the summit. That took me about 3 attempts to get up that step. It really was uncertain until until I crested the summit, really. So yeah, it was good fun. It was hard work though, so definitely not saying no to more pogoing challenges. But yeah, I'll wait until I can open a jam jar again first.